White beans and tomato sauce, known as fasulia, is one of those comfort foods that everyone loves. There are many different variations of fasulia out there. I'm going to share with you my family's recipe for classic Middle Eastern fasulia, made with dried beans and meat in a creamy tomato sauce. Let's dive right in. If you're new here, my name is Katie, and this channel is all about sharing my passion for delicious Middle Eastern recipes, food traditions, and culture with a special focus on my beloved country, Jordan. Before we get to the recipe, let's have a quick look at the ingredients. White kidney beans, also known as cannellini beans, are the main ingredients of fasulia. Dried beans will yield the best result. Canned beans are an alternative for when you're short in time. Tomato paste makes the base of your sauce. Then we'll need boneless stewing meat. Most people will use beef. Lamb is a suitable alternative. The meat will add to the flavor of the dish but shouldn't overpower the beans. Onion is the base to most Middle Eastern sauce bases. Then we'll need some garlic. Use fresh garlic cloves. Olive oil is used to fry the onion when creating the tomato base. Extra virgin olive oil is the best choice. Traditionally, fasulia doesn't contain a lot of seasonings. Some people will add only salt and pepper. I also like to add bay leaves and cumin to enhance the flavor. You can either add freshly squeezed lemon to the stew or serve lemon alongside. And last but not least, we'll need some water. There's a link in the description box for a complete list of ingredients and amounts which you can save or print out. Ready to get cooking? Yalla, let's get started. If using dried beans, you need to soak them beforehand, ideally 10 to 12 hours overnight. Place the dried beans in a large bowl and fill it up with at least triple the amount of cold water. Cover and soak overnight. The next day, drain the soaked beans in a colander. Set aside while you prepare the remaining ingredients. Onion and garlic make the base of your tomato sauce. Peel the garlic cloves and crush them or finely chop. Peel the onion and finely dice. Set aside. Place the meat on a cutting board. Cut into medium-sized cubes, about 2 to 3 centimeters or 1 inch in size. Beef and veal are usually quite lean. If your cut has a bit of fat, you don't have to remove all of it because it will add to the flavor of your stew. You can cut off any large chunks though. Heat oil in a large saucepan over medium heat. Once the oil is heated, add the bay leaves and the crushed garlic. Sauté for 30 seconds to release the aroma. In the Middle East and the Mediterranean, olive oil is the go-to oil, even for stews. It will add to the flavor of your dish. If you don't have olive oil available, you can use sunflower or canola oil instead. Add the chopped onions and sauté for another 2 to 3 minutes until the onions are translucent. Add the meat cubes and the powdered spices, cumin, salt, and pepper. Stir well to ensure that the meat is evenly coated with oil, onions, and seasonings. Cook for another 2 to 3 minutes to sear the meat. The meat should be browned on the outside, which will improve its texture. It will still be raw on the inside at this point, and that's okay, as it will be fully cooked and become wonderfully tender when cooking in the sauce later on. If using canned beans, cook the meat a bit longer, 6 to 7 minutes instead of 2 to 3, so that it is fully cooked instead of just browned on the outside. That's because the cooking time of canned beans is much shorter than for dried beans. Now add tomato paste to the saucepan and stir well. Add the drained beans and hot water to the saucepan and stir well. I recommend you add hot water from the tap or the kettle to bring the water to a boil faster. Bring the sauce to a boil on high heat. Depending on the amount of water and its temperature, this should take a couple of minutes. Note that the cooking time only starts when the water is bubbling. Once it bubbles, reduce the heat to low, add the lid to the saucepan and simmer for about an hour. If using larger beans, you might need to cook them longer and add more water, but 60 minutes is a good indication for small to medium beans. Using canned beans are essentially pre-cooked. Don't boil them for 1 hour as it would make them mushy. You should only cook them in the tomato sauce for about 10 to 15 minutes to allow the beans to absorb some of the flavors. Once the beans are tender, your stew is ready. While your fasulia is simmering, you can prepare any side dishes such as Arabic butter rice, yellow rice, or any other dish you would like to serve alongside. Serve warm or at room temperature and garnish with some finely chopped cilantro or parsley. As your fasulia cools down, the tomato sauce will thicken further. You can adjust the amount of water to your preference, depending on how thick you'd like your sauce to be. And that's it. Your fasulia is ready. Sahtin, enjoy!